How's it going, gamers? This is Pruitt. We got Jim Davis. And I know everybody's clamoring for us to finish our class videos. It's been a great series so far. But we're going to put that on hold because we've also had some clamoring for some live play. So today on WebDM, we're going to do some D&D. We're going to roll it up. I'm Pruitt. We got Jim Davis as DM. We got Autumn over here. We got Josh Davis over here. And we got Emma on the laptop. Let's get to it.
Hello, fellow gamers. It's good to see everybody. It's been quite a while since we've had a chance to revisit the predicament that we found our heroes in at the end of the last adventure. By way of recap, our heroes were asked to investigate a series of brutal attacks along coastal villages in an area known as the Northeast Territories. They followed up on their leads and ended up at the hovel of one night hag named RAZEL-SINN. They fought a battle against her polymorphed minions in her flying hut. And as the night hag RAZEL-SINN taunted the party's paladin, Fabian, she plane shifted into the nether realms, severing her link with the hut, which caused it to plummet from the sky and into the ocean, which you'll recall is in the middle of a massive, unseasonable storm. So there is that as well. And so I've asked everybody to kind of look at their characters. You guys have remade them in some cases. In the case of the Beastmaster Ranger, trying out the new Ranger material, or sort of tweaked them. Something that we do in the normal course of a campaign, but given that it's been more than a year since we've played these characters in this campaign, I thought it'd just be give you a chance to incorporate some of the stuff that we've learned about 5th edition since we played last time. So, we're going to pick up literally right where we left off. RAZEL-SINN has plane shifted out of there, and you feel a sudden lurch as the bottom drops out of the hovel that you're in. And I need everyone to make me a DC 14 dexterity save to see if they're able to keep their footing or whether they're knocked prone.
All right. Jim, I assume I don't have to since I'm flying?
Correct. Yeah, Theron is flying, so you don't need to make any save for him.
All right, I got a 16.
I got a 25.
Okay. All right.
Fabian got a 10, so he failed.
All right, so Fabian is the only one, and I recall he was on a bridge, sort of a wooden bridge that was inside the hovel. Recall that the hovel was an extra-dimensional space, about 3 times as big on the inside that it was on the outside, and was not a structure. It looked more like a cave with a small stream running through it.
Yeah.
The furniture and the cauldron that was in there, everything goes flying. Bookshelf falls over with stuff on it. There's books and knickknacks and little gourds and things filled with who knows what kind of foul concoctions. The cauldron spills, its contents running down the cave floor. So Fabian has fallen and is prone. Everyone else has sort of maintained their footing, but you're very unstable as this thing literally starts to drop out of the sky and fall. And I'm going to go ahead and roll for the scouts and Luke and Elfhard, who are also with you.
Yeah.
All 3 of them are able to maintain their footing. So it's only our heavily armored and perhaps clumsy friend Fabian who ends up falling.
I believe Cherish was still alive. Do I need to roll for Cherish?
Yeah, go ahead and roll for Cherish as well, your dog.
Okay. Cherish did not make it.
Cherish didn't make it. So she kind of goes slips and sliding around the place. There are a bunch of monster corpses in here, giant scorpion, basilisk. There are other things. You can hear critters and creatures in the back of the cavern, in caves and cages and little glass bowls being knocked around, and somewhere back in the back you can hear a very large crash as something smashes against its cage and grows to its sort of original form. We're going to take this in just from my, I guess what would be my right, we'll go in initiative order, so it'll be Rinn, Nailo, Audio will go first, and then Theron Prime for Pruitt, Jon Arbalest, Josh, and then follow up with Fabian by Emma. That'll be the initiative order that we resolve this in. So, what does Rinn do? This place is falling?
think I'm going to try to make it over to the door.
Okay.
See how close we are to actually hitting the water.
Okay. So you're able to make it over to the door. This place is spinning very quickly. And in the time it takes you to kind of get your bearings and get to the door, you're sort of disoriented, kind of having to walk on, take very tentative steps and kind of feel your way to the door. But when you do, you look out and you see that you're maybe 300 feet above the ocean floor, and it's like these big roiling waves and wind and rain are lashing in from the open doorway. But as best you can tell, you're maybe about 300 feet from hitting the ocean. But you're also not very far out into it. You can also see the island. So you're still kind of closer to the shore.
How far away am I
So that's where you're
from Fabian?
What's that?
How far am I away from Fabian?
Let's say your move action away from Fabian.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
And I just wanted to remind everybody, I still have haste up on Fabian and John.
Okay.
Just a reminder, because we were.
Just a reminder that it's
yeah,
fixed
because
up. Gotcha.
I cast that about 3 rounds in, and I think combat was done like 3 rounds later. So that's still
Yeah.
going.
Okay, good.
Sorry.
I'm gonna move over to Fabian to help him up and
Okay.
start yelling who has the boat. I know somebody had a folding boat.
Yes, someone did have a folding boat. Yeah, Theron had the folding boat.
And I guess my action, I'm gonna pull up the hood to my cloak of the manta ray.
Ooh.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So you've got that. You're dragging Fabian up, helping him out, pulling up the cloak on your hood, while calling for the folding boat. Theron, all this is going on. You're a little disoriented, but haven't lost your balance, unlike everybody else, or at least like Fabian.
Okay. Well, with my action, I'm gonna pull out my rope from my backpack and move over to the furthest group away from the door.
Okay.
At the end of
From this group of the party members?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because basically I'm going to give them the end of the rope and then try to fly near the other party members so they can all grab the rope and then fly out the door is what my intent is.
Okay, what's Theron's strength?
My strength is only 10. I'm not trying to carry everyone. I'm just trying to give everyone a lifeline. So that's however much of that I can accomplish, pulling the rope out, and I still have I was about 10 feet away from Fabian at the end of the fight, close to the door. So I don't know who. I think Fabian was the furthest away from the door.
I believe so. Yeah, I think Fabian was the furthest into the cave.
Yeah.
Everybody else is kind of hanging along the edges.
So
John might have been the closest to the actual door.
John was over there with the 2 scouts and Lucan. So I'm gonna basically move 10 feet over, give them the end of the rope, and then start, or at least throw that down at, like, you're right there, right?
Yeah.
So Rinn is right there. So I'm gonna throw the end of the rope to her and then start moving towards the door.
Okay. All right, John. How about you?
Well, since I'm hasted, I've got an extra use object action. First thing I'm doing is busting out my potion of water breathing, and I'm downing that. Now, I already have a potion of heroism in my system, so I might have to roll on that table.
So we're gonna have to roll on that sweet table.
You might be heroic forever, or you could explode.
Yeah. Well, it would be awesome to have a permanent water breathing effect as well.
Yeah. Less awesome.
All of those are possibilities.
But,
Yeah.
Snails might come out of
something.
We'll see.
Or something nasty.
Hopefully this
You're
isn't
about to
fatal.
find out. All right. So why don't you give me a D100 roll?
All right.
You're gonna poop gold pieces forever.
Oh, please be good.
09.
9.
Yeah.
Both potions lose their effects.
Okay. Okay.
You down your potion of water breathing, and for a minute, you can feel the magic take hold, and then that and the potion of heroism begin to fade.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
so it is.
Sometimes
With my
you eat the bar.
Sometimes bar eats you.
Sure, sure. It's just his luck. He's probably going to lose his dog today, too. His last dog. His last dog. So he is going to, in that case, with his regular actions, he's going to take out his grappling hook. And is there anything within sight that he could hook it onto?
Oh yeah, there's tons of stuff.
Tons of stuff? Like stable?
Yeah.
Stable things?
Yeah, stable stuff. Yeah, it's like a natural cave wall. So there's like little stalactites and stalagmites and everything. There's plenty of places to hook a grappling hook into.
Okay. Well, then he is going to try to fasten a grappling hook onto something very stable, as stable as he can get it.
Yeah, that's no problem.
Okay, that is what he's doing.
Sweet.
So yeah.
How about Fabian?
Well, Fabian is being helped up at the
Fabian's
moment.
being helped up. Yep.
Is that sort of my action? What can I do?
I mean, you've got basically 2 actions because you're hasted, so one of them can be used to get up. Really, not even that much.
Well, standing up from prone is only half your
stand
movement.
up from prone doesn't take that much. It takes half your movement.
That's true. Okay, I'm going to try to get in a position where I'm as close to everybody as possible, because if we fall and take damage, then I can help everybody out by virtue of being next to me. So,
Gotcha.
I'm going to try to round everyone up.
Gather everybody around to help out. So, Theron has basically dropped off of the end of a rope at your feet.
Yes.
You grab hold. Okay.
I would grab the rope and I'll be like, grab onto this rope, everybody. My strength is higher than 10.
All right. All right. So the hobble continues to spin wildly. I need more dexterity saves from everyone except for Theron.
I got a 29.
That's
Nice.
a natural 20 right there.
Yes, I got a 17.
One of the scouts goes
Just sort of like
flying,
dancing with it.
into the dark at the back of the cave.
Oh. Okay.
And from
Good workout.
the direction you recall, there was a fire over which the cauldron was burning, and then there was another light source in the back.
Yeah.
From that second light source, you can see a very large and very serpentine creature thrashing back there, a bit cramped, and you can hear sort of these bestial reptilian howls coming from the back of the cave.
Oh God. Okay.
So who all beat their DC 14 decks?
Yeah, got it.
Rinn, Jon. Fabian goes down again. Even with your aura of goodness and protection that you got?
Oh, snap. No. I forgot that I get that too. I'm terrible paladin.
It's all right.
You have to protect yourself.
It's been a while since we've played these
Put
characters.
on your own air mask first.
So no one's really next to the door, so you're not really sure how far away the ocean is. But there's like rain and like I said, rain and wind lashing into it. Stuff's flying around the cabin as this thing kind of like spins out of control.
We're gonna
It's
die.
gonna be
aren't we?
Rinn's turn.
My turn?
Yeah, last time you were over by Fabian, helping him get up and grab that rope that Theron had dropped off.
And where's your dog, Jon?
Cherish went flying. I don't even know if I know where my dog is.
Is the dog anywhere near me?
I mean, fairly near you, yeah.
Yeah,
You're looking to grab a hold of it.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna kind of. Well, Fabian didn't fall down, so yeah, I'm gonna go over and basically. How big is this dog? What kind of dog is it?
medium size.
Medium
It's like
sized
a
dog.
big mastiff, like a giant,
Yeah.
it's like a spiked collar on it.
Also with barding.
Yeah, it's also got chainmail armor.
Yeah, Cherish is
It's
is
quite a
beefy.
massive war dog. It's like a dog that would fight a bear.
Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna, if your dog's close enough, go over, grab its collar,
Sure.
and start dragging it towards the door and the rope.
Okay.
As I really think we need to get out of this
Yeah.
cave.
Cherish failed
Okay, so
both
you're
of her saving
dragging
throws.
that to the doorway, dragging Cherish the dog to the doorway.
Yeah. Like if I'm just gonna
So
have
you
to
kind of see,
shove him out.
I guess, just check this out. This is what you see whenever you. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Ooh, neat.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It's quite a stormy sea, turbulent water. You're falling fairly quickly.
We're gonna be smashed a bit.
And it looks like you're going to hit here pretty soon.
Yeah, it does.
So I'm gonna
Yes, it does.
scream out to everybody, we're about to hit.
We're about to hit. All right.
Fine.
Done. Okay. It's Theron's turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna continue my flight, trying to basically uncoil the rope as I'm flying and weaving near people, so the rope hits near them, so they can at least have something to hang on to. Because I figure probably won't all get out of this thing before it hits, but if we do, then everybody will have a lifeline that they can at least get pulled to the, hopefully, pulled to the surface. But
Okay.
so I'm going to, I mean, I'm not a move away from the door, so I'm just going to kind of weave towards the door, unlooping the rope, and when I get to the door, I'm going to turn back and do I see anything moving in the back of the cavern? You said we heard something.
Yeah, you can see from the light of the entrance to the thing, there's a very large winged reptilian beast in the back. It's got kind of like swept back horns and a sharp beak, and it's like fighting something else back there.
Is it?
You don't hear any humanoid or people or anything. You just hear the sounds of beasts fighting that was coming from the back of the cave there.
Okay. But didn't the other elf tumble back there?
Yeah, can't really see him from where you're at.
Well, I'm thinking of the many, not the few. So I'm going to. Sorry.
Uh-huh.
Right, Spock.
Hey, if we can get out of here with Lucan and one of the scouts, I think that's a win.
That's that's pretty good odds.
So Theron is standing in the doorway, bracing for what? Are you gonna Superman out of there? How's it gonna go down?
Well, I don't want to exactly yet. I don't, I don't want to like fly out and it leave me behind and I start yanking everyone out. So, in that case, I'm going to ready an action that if it looks like it's going to hit before the next round, then I'll fly out. But if not, I'll hang on till the next round. I want to try to fly out as...
You're like waiting till the last minute to jump out.
Exactly.
Cool. John.
Does it look like we're going to hit the water entrance first?
That's a good question.
Oh yeah, the orientation of its fall.
Yeah. Like, because I'm fairly near the exit.
It looks like that you're going to hit it sort of perpendicular. The entrance will be perpendicular to the water.
Okay.
If it goes like it's going now, if it stays spinning like it is now.
Okay.
So it's more like spinning laterally down.
Yeah.
Than like tumbling all over the place.
Oh shit! No.
Okay then. Yeah. All right.
Should have tried to fly out and attempt to ride it. But
Yeah.
I'll do
So
it next round if we have time.
you're close to the door. You just hooked your grappling hook
Circle
in.
down.
You can see Rinn grab a hold of Cherish's collar.
Yeah.
One of the scouts next to you has gone flying into the darkness. The other one has kept his footing. And I believe Lucan was fairly close to the entrance as well.
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if my grappling hook anchor is going to do me much good.
Well, you had my rope land near you.
Yeah.
So you know.
Yeah. I don't know. Leaping out into the darkness feels like the darkness of the ocean feels like a safer bet than staying inside. I mean, I might just use my fleet of foot action and just fling myself out and hope I go far. Yeah.
Okay. Make me an athletics check to see how well your swan dive goes.
Okay, but I'm using a bonus action to gain that extra momentum from the dash action.
You also had long strider on before, if I recall.
Yes. So and haste. So
Yeah.
You have long stride and haste. You can at least jump 14 feet away from the door.
yeah,
I mean, that's the jumping rules without rolling.
yeah.
Yeah.
I also rolled an 18 on my athletics check. Plus 2 is going to be 20.
Alright, so John swan dives out of this thing. You wear like what, leather armor?
Yeah, studded leather. Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, like, you're not exactly built for swimming right now, but you're not. you're not encased in a metal armor that's going to really weigh you down that much.
Yeah.
So you sort of swan dive out of there. Are you attached to the rope in any way? Are you trailing it with you? Are you just trying to get out of there?
The main point of the grappling hook previously was to give people something to latch onto in case we went entrance first. Maybe the rope would act as like a suspension, like for a minute you wouldn't get the full impact if you were holding onto it. Or maybe it might cut off your hands, I don't know. But either way, I'm leaving the rope behind. I'm going. Yeah.
Okay, so Jon dives out of there, and with the way the wind and waves are sort of crashing about, let's see, so you got an 18 for your dex check.
Yeah, I got a 24 in athletics check.
24 for your athletics check, thank you.
Close enough.
So your dive out of there is actually pretty smooth. You hit the water and it hurts. You're pretty high up. But you do one of those cross-legged,
Tighten up.
Yeah.
The sphincter's closed.
Sphincters
Batten down the hatches.
tight, like a fortress.
So you're going to take 17 damage from the fall.
Okay.
If that's enough to knock you to 0, it knocks you out instead.
No, I'm fine.
But you hit the ground. You hit the water pretty hard.
Okay.
And like Theron, you standing by the door, you are like seconds away from this thing crashing.
Okay, so like I said, if it's going to hit before my next turn, I was going to go ahead and fly out. And that was going to be my reaction to use my last move to kind of fly out and up. And start...
No, that is about to happen. Fabian, are you doing any last minute things before Theron flies out of here and drags y'all with him?
No, not necessarily. It has occurred to me I'm in full plate and I have a big shield.
Yeah.
Yes, that's very true.
So, how far away is the winged thing?
It's pretty close to you. It's maybe, 30 feet away.
Just ride it to freedom.
On its back.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like writing it out.
It'd be way easier for you to
That's certainly something
carry
you can
just
do.
me and the dog.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
something I could do.
So, yes, that's something you can do. Reference the rules for climbing on top of larger creatures.
It's never good when the DM's like, you could do that thing.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Here's the thing. If you're talking about a vertical jump, like how tall of a thing does she need to jump up on?
Yeah, that's the question.
It's not really. It's not so much jumping up on it. It's much longer than it is tall. It's clearly draconic of some kind. It's a large reptilian, winged reptile.
What color is it?
It's kind of greenish brown that you can tell.
Probably a wyvern.
Basically, I need you to make me an athletics check.
I actually have athletics.
Nice.
This is a cool way to die.
Glorious.
Emma, you already rolled up another character, didn't you?
No, Fabian never dies.
He always comes back. He's like Jason. Always comes back.
Yeah. Sometimes with a different actor playing him, but always comes back.
Technically, I played Fabian after he died.
I got a 27.
I didn't want to bring that up.
Okay, so
Many
that's gonna be
timelines.
perfect. That's gonna be fine.
Many different realities.
Yeah, you jump all this thing's back. I mean, it's not.
Aluminum.
It's big. It certainly looks like it could carry your weight.
Aluminum plated.
And it looks like right now it's fighting off several other 8-legged kind of trundly reptile things, the basilisks that were that y'all fought there towards the end of the last combat that you had. But you basically get on top of its neck, and it's too busy distracted by other things to really notice that you've jumped on it. It's more bothered by the things trying to bite it and scratch it. And it's making its way towards the entrance as well. It's sort of long and slender. It's got its wings tucked next to it. It's kind of thrashing around, biting. But it's also moving and snaking its way towards what it sees as the exit.
All right. I'll lightly apologize to it and tell it I won't hang out very long. Good, right?
Just hitching a ride.
So the the cabin crashes into the water. The doorway is perpendicular to the waves, but they are immediately sort of like one of them comes and crashes in. So water immediately begins to fill up the cavern. Theron, your ready to action goes off right before this. What do you you just basically take off?
I just fly out the door and up, just to offset
who
momentum.
Who else holding on to the rope that Theron had been letting out?
I'm holding onto the rope and also holding onto the dog. So kind of just wrap myself and the dog up in the rope.
Right. So Fabian didn't hang onto the rope. Jon didn't hang onto the rope. Whether or not Lucan or the other scout did, I don't know.
Lucan and the scout had grabbed a hold of the rope. Yeah, they were able to. None of them are wearing a lot of heavy armor. They're all elves, half elves, and are wayfish and the like. So your 10 strength is enough to at least keep everyone aloft, that they don't immediately plummet whenever you fly out of there. And so that brings Fabian. Fabian, you're still kind of in the cabin whenever it hits the water. This wyvern that you're riding is smashed up against the side of the walls, and you take you're gonna take 16 bludgeoning damage as you're knocked around. But this thing is, like I said, long and slender, and manages to snake its way out of the door as the water's kind of rushing in. And it's kind of like half flying, half swimming along the waves. Everyone else, you're caught in this stormy sea as the giant stone house that you were in, water starts to rush in and it slowly sinks beneath the waves. I need everyone who's obviously in the water, so that's going to be Jon, to make me a athletics check to swim. Fabian, if you do manage to fall off this wyvern, you're going to get disadvantaged to this roll because of your heavy armor. And then, Theron, what's the plan with these people you got dangling on the rope?
Well,
everybody's also soaked.
Yeah, no, I mean, I have a folding boat that I'm about to pull out and equip, and so, is it my turn now?
We're basically out of initiative order,
Okay.
out of immediate peril.
Yeah, I mean, I assume they're just floating in the water, and I'm just kind of hovering above it. So I'm just going to take my folding boat out and activate it with the word to turn it into the 24-foot long version, so everybody can start piling on. I'm also going to, at some point, stop the water within 20 feet of me, the rain from falling at least.
The rain from falling.
And then, as my bonus action, start controlling the wind in our direction. I can't control the speed, but I can at least control the direction, and start moving this boat over to other people.
Gotcha.
You know?
So, I mean, you're basically doing your best to calm it. The waves are still pretty tall here, anywhere from 20 to 30 feet. I mean, so they're crashing pretty hard around you. But between the fact that you're flying, can control the wind, and everybody who needed to be is sort of on this rope that you've got, they're able to make it onto the folding boat. Jon, I need swim checks from you.
Okay.
And Fabian, what are you doing riding this wyvern?
I am trying to stay as close as I can to everybody, and I am
it's kind of half swimming, half flying. It's crashing around.
I'm willing Theron to just open up that folding boat.
Okay. You see it pop open and sort of buoy up to the top, and is now sort of floating along the waves here. I mean, how many of you guys have sailor backgrounds? Okay, that's 2 of you guys. So, all right. So I'm assuming that Rinn and Theron immediately start securing the boat, making sure it doesn't capsize, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and I'll immediately start yelling for people to get on the oars because it has 5 sets. So we have Lucan, the scout, Jon, and we'll eventually have Fabian. So that'll be 4 people, and then once me and so at least we can get a little bit more control.
Yeah.
But with my
So I'm going to need, depending on what the two of y'all are doing to help sort of secure the boat, either strength or dexterity checks. If you're proficient in athletics, you can add that. But otherwise, this is just sort of a generic physical test to try to gain control of the sails, make sure that the rudder is in a position so that the boat doesn't capsize. John, what was that athletics roll for your swim check?
I got a 13.
We rock.
13. So John's not doing so hot. You're treading water, but the waves here have kind of got you a little overwhelmed, and you're not able to actually make it over to the boat.
Yeah,
you're
I'm
not drowning, but you haven't made any progress.
okay.
Okay.
I'm not actually proficient in athletics. I'm a land-based guy. I don't.
Okay. So for my athletics check to help with the boat, I got an 8.
I got an 11.
All right, so you're sort of struggling. What'd you get?
I got an 11.
11. So you guys are struggling. It's particularly difficult in this storm. I also need everyone that's on the boat to make me a DC 15 perception check. So you guys are struggling with the oars, with the ropes, trying to get the ship going where you want it to go. And then, what was that? How does those perception checks look?
I got a 21. I also want to say I'm trying to kind of keep an eye out for Jon and Fabian because in case they don't look like they're getting over
here. The wyvern
here.
that he's riding is making a bunch of splashes, splashing around a bunch. John's a bit more difficult to see unless he's like calling out to people or something.
Not yet. I was probably holding my breath and coming out of that.
Gotcha.
Okay.
What was Theron's
16.
perception check?
16.
16. And then I guess both of you guys see, both Theron and Rinn see the following on through the waves and headed in y'all's direction.
Of course.
See this ship.
Maybe it's your pirates.
Dad!
It's headed towards you. It appears to be bigger than the folding boat that you're in right now, and it is of decidedly elven make.
Oh. Think the wood elves?
Maybe.
Any kind of familiar insignia to me?
Yeah, like you were sort of, you left home or were kidnapped, if I'm recalling right.
Yeah, as a small
Not
child.
like when you were an infant, but sort of when you were a child.
Mm-hmm. So, been a pirate my entire, late childhood and adult life.
Gotcha. The emblem on the sails is the emblem of your family, as the sigil of your family.
Nice. Nice.
I just start screaming like, yes! We need signal of some kind. We're a tiny ship in a storm. They might not even see us.
Yeah.
I think I got that covered.
Fireball.
Like a flare. And
All right. So yeah, just keep making those strength of dex checks to sort of regain control of the boat.
Yeah.
Fabian, what are you doing on the back of the wyvern?
Is wyvern going?
It's about to be
forward?
airborne.
Okay.
Okay.
But what's its
I'm
proximity to the
about
boat?
to save your life.
oh god.
I'm about to save your life.
We're going to say it's
If
about
need be, I have
3
one
feet
luck
from
point
the boat
left.
right
Is it moving towards it or
Might
moving
need
away
it.
from it?
now. At the moment, it is moving. Sort of it's moving in the general direction of the boat, but not directly toward it. So it's like if the boat is right here, it's kind of moving in this direction to it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's trying to get airborne. It's mostly ignoring the boat right now.
Okay. I might bide my time till I'm a little bit closer,
Okay.
if that's possible.
Stop bringing that thing over
So you're
here.
readying an action until you're closer to the boat to do what?
To jump, make
Okay.
a run for it.
Okay. All right. That sounds good.
Try to get as close to the boat as I can before I have to swim. Because 40 feet can be a long time.
Yes, it's gonna be a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And then how about Jon?
John rolled a 1 on his check, so I have a luck point left, I don't know if this is the end, or else
Well, it could be.
It could be. So I am thinking I'm going to use my last luck point from my lucky feat, because
Okay. Take a reroll.
yeah, because I don't want to just die right there. I'd like to.
It's DC 15 athletics check.
Okay, well, that's a lot better. Okay, 20 total.
Okay, so John goes. Rinn, you can see that John disappears for a second or two before popping back up over the waves. So it seems to has gotten his bearings in the ocean.
Okay.
Cool.
I will go back to the riggings. I got a 25.
Okay, so you've gotten control of the sail, and it's between Theron's ability to alter the course of the wind and your background as a sailor, you've gotten the boat. Sails are filled, and it's sort of moving in the general direction that you'd like. Theron, what about you?
Okay. I was gonna help try to stabilize the boat, but if the boat seems stable for a moment, and we saw John pop back up,
Saw John pop back up.
I'm gonna fly over there.
Please.
Okay.
So I don't know how far away he is from the boat. How far would you say?
It looks like he is 30 feet away from the boat.
Well, then I can fly 30 feet and grab his hand and try to start moving back. I assume it's going to be slower going on the way back.
Yeah, slower going, yeah.
Because I'm just going to basically be flying right above the water, just dragging him along.
Gotcha.
Or trying to. That's what I'm trying to do.
I can half swim.
Yeah. As
While you're holding me.
Yeah, so maybe it's like difficult terrain on the way back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're partially encumbered, I would say. Not that
Of course, you still have haste on.
I do still have haste on, so I
You'd be
can probably
kicking your legs like really fast.
I'll be like Aquaman, just.
Anyway.
And then Lucan looks like he's broken an arm or something. He's alive, but is kind of useless at the oars. And Ziston, the surviving Wood Elf scout, is pretty banged up, but is helping as best he can to take directions from Rinn and get the sails and oar and the rudder under control, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, Fabian.
Yes.
The wyvern has gone airborne.
Okay.
It's going to be 10 feet above the water right now, as it's passing near where the folding boat is.
Okay. Well, I'm going to say a prayer and try to jump as close to the boat as I possibly can.
Okay, you can make me an athletics check to leap off the off the wyvern.
2 seconds, please.
Gotcha.
All right. I don't think there's anything we can do to help this. But it'd be nice if I could.
You're proficient in athletics now.
Yeah, I know. I got a 16.
You got 16. Okay.
17.
17.
Yep.
All right. So you managed to make it part of the way. You're about 10 feet from the boat before you just slam into the water. How are you? I mean, you don't immediately sink, but it's very difficult for you to start, even just treading water.
Yes.
You can make that swim check, that athletics check at disadvantage to try to see how fast or maybe even how far you go in the water. But everybody on the boat sees Fabian.
I'm
fall
gonna.
right off.
Well, I rolled 2 16s.
Nice. Okay.
So that's, let's see, that's 29, actually.
Yeah.
Just full plate with a shield. Who gives a shit?
Silly guys. Everything's fine. Why didn't you guys go right on the back of the line?
Yeah. I mean, it seems like a good idea.
Shield like a boogie board.
Yeah.
I like to think that I land on it, just like Titanic. Just like Rose and Titanic.
Like Rose.
Floating on the shield.
Never let go, Fabian.
Fabian plummets into the water and miraculously starts kicking his legs against the waves and makes his way towards the side of the ship that you're on. And by about that time, Theron makes it back as well.
Oh God.
All right. Out of immediate danger, and with
A
the
boat.
seas relatively calm around you, thanks to Theron, Rinn and the rest of the sailors in the party have managed to get the ship going in the direction you want and keep it from capsizing. Everybody's soaking wet, banged up, bruised up, and you can see the last sort of bubbles of air coming up from where the stone house was sinking. Now you can't even see it anymore. It's sunk beneath the waves. You can see like where it had fallen into the ocean. You guys are maybe 100 yards from the shore.
Those monsters probably drowned.
How, Jim? Just a quick question. Just wondering.
Yeah.
How deep, being sailors and knowing we're only 100 yards from shore, how deep do we think this is right here? Like.
I mean, it could be anywhere from 15 to 50 feet. It's hard to tell with between the waves and the fact that the ocean here has been kind of churned up a bit. You can't, the visibility in this in the ocean is about 10 feet.
Right.
So it's deeper than 10 feet. You know that the stone house itself was about 15 feet tall. And you can't see any part of it, even when the waves kind of dip below and sort of lower where it would be. You can't see it there.
Okay, so
It'd be possible. Need a lot of rope because I wouldn't want to end up like.
well, we could weigh anchor.
Yeah.
We're in the ocean, so we don't have to worry about hitting anything.
Do you have an anchor on a folding boat?
It specifically says it has an anchor.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the
Well.
Yeah.
I mean, the other thing though is like, even though you're a storm forcer and can kind of like keep the rain off of you and make sure the direction of the wind is going, it's still like a massive storm is out right now.
So it would take a while.
Yeah, it'd probably take a while.
How far away is the ship?
The Elven vessel,
Yeah.
this one right here, can you see it?
Not yet.
Nice.
Ooh.
Pretty.
It's on its way.
It's on its way. It'll be there within a couple of minutes.
Okay.
You can see it. It's about 3 times the size of the ship that you're in right now. And
Okay.
You can see it's being crewed by a bunch of Elven sailors.
Well, Jim, I'm gonna cast light on the top of our mast,
Okay.
just to be a point.
Nice.
Great. Okay.
Okay, because do you wanna?
Yeah, I might need light down there. I'm gonna tie a rope around myself,
Okay.
and I'm going after the house. So I can breathe underwater. I have a swim speed of 60 feet.
Okay.
So I'm gonna tie myself off and be like, I'll be back. Keep signaling the ship, and dive in and go for the bubbles.
Whoa.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing. There's a hag who had a lair.
Uh-huh.
No telling what she has in there.
Yeah.
If there's any beasts, they might probably already be drowned. Who knows? But she could have stuff.
You got don't you have a wand of magic detection?
I do.
Does it work when it's wet?
I don't see why not. Can you use a wand of... Anybody can use a wand of
Anybody
magic
can use
detection,
a wand,
right?
You'd have to look that up.
Let me check right quick.
Check real quick.
Pretty sure you can.
I don't know. I don't think it requires attunement.
No, it doesn't.
If I can, yeah, I might just dig through your pockets real quick. Like, can I borrow this?
Yeah,
No.
anybody can use it.
Anybody can use it. And I have only used it once today, so...
All right, I'm gonna
Actually, I
snatch
haven't used
that
it even that. So here, take that.
and dive in and start swimming towards where the bubbles are at 60 feet.
You're crazy.
Okay.
Hey,
In the meantime, Theron is going to try to weigh anchor, just to maybe you want to just take the anchor down.
yeah,
That way you're tied to the boat and you can put the anchor near the house so we won't get pushed too far away. So
that's
yeah,
not a bad idea.
So just
and
take-
I'll fall faster that way.
yeah,
So perfect.
follow the anchor down, and I'm going to try to just keep the boat at least just kind of circling here, like using because I can change the direction of the wind. So just try to keep us just in a light circle, just kind of going over waves and following them, and
Got you. Yeah.
so
Gotcha.
And-
Doing your best to keep everything.
yeah,
sort of
in this
same
area.
vicinity.
I feel like the Ventic Explorer in the Abyss right now.
Still haven't seen it.
Anyway,
Need a
sorry.
diving bell.
I'm going to take an oar once I get on the boat because there's not much else he can do. And honestly, he doesn't want to be in the water anymore. So,
Gotcha.
There's no rain on you, at least.
yeah. So I'll do my best to help stabilize the boat. And I got a 20 for an athletics check.
Okay.
I'm a
Yeah.
bit
So you got a 20
hungry.
for an athletics check to sort of help stabilize the ship. By now, Ziston is also there helping with another oar. You guys have got, between all of you who are on the ship, you've got it stable. It's not going to fall over.
Mm-hmm.
And are sort of circling this point while Rinn travels below.
And I've got
So
dark
you see
vision,
this- Does
so
it confer? Does the cloak of the manta ray confer any kind of ability to see underwater or anything like that?
no, I have dark vision, but I imagine it would still be murky.
Yeah, it's still pretty murky.
So once I actually get down to the hut, I'm probably just gonna use the wand to detect magic in the main area and just kind of,
Look for the glow.
yeah, just go for that. And try to be really careful not to swim into anything and hopefully,
Oh, shit.
oh God.
You see this guy down here, and it's swimming out of the door of the hut. It's big, and when I mean big, it's huge. And you can see other creatures. It's got like, there's a cloud of blood kind of around its mouth. And you can see like all the little creatures and things that RAZEL-SINN had collected over these last years. They're smashed against the wall, their cages broken open, and you can see their body, like bugbears and trolls trying to get out of there swimming. And anything that's not able to get outside of this thing's reach is just being attacked by this gigantic shark here.
If you get it close to the water, I can animal friendship it and we can ride it home.
Just see me
Now,
explode
Josh-
out of the water
Josh-
riding a shark.
Yeah.
Just as good
That's
as a
metagaming.
wyvern.
I'm just saying.
That's awesome.
I know John doesn't see it, but that would be really fun.
I mean, does this shark seem fairly occupied? 'Cause I am.
It seems fairly occupied, yeah. It's swimming out. You see it as it swims out of the mouth of the hovel.
Look unappetizing.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on it and try not to flail around too much. But I know that, you know, if a shark has food, he probably won't bother with me unless I draw its attention. So I'm just gonna try to sneak past this shark, and I guess if it comes at me, I'm gonna stab it right in the eye.
Or stab,
Okay,
or
alright,
stab
make
something
the,
else nearby
stealth
that's
check.
smaller.
Yeah.
So it bleeds.
Blood in the water. Should have brought that
How
dog
about,
down.
Fabian? What's Fabian up to?
Oh, he said make a stealth check.
Fabian is hanging out on the boat at the moment, and he's probably trying to, he's going to help row and generally be a jaunty source of inspiration
Okay.
for everybody.
It's a jaunty source of inspiration.
Yeah,
It's like a piece of
trying to
flotsam
sing
just drifting
some
by.
sort of
Just turn
sea
see
shanty,
through.
but realize that he doesn't know it.
Float like a
Just
dead
do it
body.
anyway.
All right.
John helps you out.
While Rinn's down there checking stuff out and going back into the hovel. What was your stealth check on the
32.
to try to sneak past the shark?
It was a 32.
Okay.
Just a dead body.
Yeah, the shark seems preoccupied. It's like eating a bunch of panicked bugbears that are trying to make it towards the surface.
That's kind of sad. I kind of feel bad for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you
sad.
see it. It's you've spent your life on the ocean. This is not a normal shark. This is it's about twice the size of the biggest shark you've ever seen.
Shit. That's like an elephant-sized shark.
But you manage, but you slip past it and then get into the hovel, and it's just a mess. There's just debris everywhere. The water's really murky in here, but there's still pockets of air that some of the critters who weren't quite dead are sort of bobbing on top of in there. We'll get back to what's going on in the hovel here in a second, because on the boat, the Elven ship has made it and has pulled up alongside you.
Oh,
Y'all be nice to my family.
It's gonna be even more dramatic when you finally surface again. This is perfect. It's delaying the meat. Okay, well, I will be calling out, ahoy! You know, over the storm and the cacophony of nature around us.
Pirates do say ahoy.
Well, I mean, I
Why
learned
wouldn't
that, I
you?
learned that from you. So.
It's not just a stereotype.
Who doesn't ahoy every now and then?
Who doesn't ahoy every
Especially if you're on a ship.
Ho there!
You're ahoy.
Thank you.
Oh, there. Yeah, there's an elf captain. She sort of got her hair drawn back, secured with sort of like a thin metal circlet. She's wearing loose-fitting but comfortable-looking gray clothes, and all of them are, you know, you can tell there's maybe 11 of them on the ship. Most of them are elves, but you spot a couple of half-elves that are sort of peering down the gunwale at you. And about half of them are armed. They've got long bows, and they're not like aiming them at you like they're trying to attack you, but they're certainly not, you know, they're not taking any chances.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And so they pull up maybe about 20 feet alongside you, you know, just out of the range of being able to throw a grappling hook. And this one high elf woman steps up. She says her name is Tekla, Tecla,
Okay.
and that she's the captain of this vessel. And she demands to know where her sister is.
Who's your sister? And we might be able to give you better directions.
She's replies, my sister is Rinn.
Oh! You... Rinn? Oh, well, I'm
Yes.
Theron. We're friends.
Friends of my sister's?
yeah.
Where is she?
She's indisposed at the moment.
John points at the water.
Okay, so you point down at the...
Yeah.
Yeah, as I'm saying, indisposed at the moment. Yeah. Yeah, she's indisposed.
Okay.
She'll be back soon.
She gives you, she's got like a suspicious look. So, by way of reference and maybe a reminder, in this world that we're playing in, high elves are not native to this world.
Right,
They
yeah.
appeared about 200 years ago as extra-dimensional refugees from their own damaged and brutalized world that they basically screwed up in a 1,000-year-long magical civil war. So the high elves that are here, there's maybe 100,000 worldwide, and they live in these isolated pockets. Some of them have gone native, and that's what wood elves would be. But for the most part, high elves, they don't care for other people. They don't really like to integrate that much. They tend to be aloof. People like Rinn, high elves like Rinn, are very rare that sort of live amongst humans and go out into the world and have a life for themselves. So you know high elves to be suspicious, haughty, and incredibly arrogant. They don't share their magical secrets with many people. And so these elves probably live on an island somewhere nearby, using magically grown food and mage-bred animals to do things, while human peasants a mile away are dirt farming and trying to scrape what they can from the ocean. That's the kind of social position that high elves occupy in the campaign world. So her attitude towards you is entirely, you know, they're not pirates. They're not going to just kill you wantonly, but they're very suspicious of outsiders.
Right.
Just by way of setting the scene for that.
Okay.
So there they are. You know, you're like, Rinn's indisposed. She's not there. John points to the water. Anything Fabian's doing at the moment?
Not at the moment, because as we learned in the last games, Fabian's the only one who doesn't speak Elven at all.
That's very true.
Yeah, so he's feeling vaguely left out. He's going to work on his sea shanty.
Well, then she's addressing you in common.
Oh, okay.
It's sort of a heavily accented common.
I didn't.
Okay.
You can understand her.
I didn't figure she
Well,
would
then.
stoop to that.
I'll try to vouch and say, no, she really is there. I hope you believe me. I'm trustworthy.
Was she just like, kind of like, why in the world would why in the world would my sister jump in the ocean in the middle of a storm?
Well,
That's the kind of look that she has on her face there.
Well, you're.
She just starts asking you, you know.
Well, the.
Go ahead.
Well, she's a very capable woman. We've been traveling together for quite a time. We just had a bit of an ordeal, and we're trying to salvage as much as we can. So I think she's going to be back in just a minute. Y'all can kiss and make up, and everything's going to be great. That's a nice boat you got there, by the way. It's pretty big sails.
Pretty big sales, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys trade small talk for the time being. She's clearly a little uncomfortable around humans. Rinn, what are you doing down below in the submerged stone house, RAZEL-SINN?
I'm going to keep away from the air pockets, so anything that is trying to breathe doesn't notice me. And I'm going to cast Detect Magic, I guess just in this main area.
Okay.
Big giant elephant-sized shark out there makes me say I'm not going to stay here very long, so I cast that and start looking for anything that might be glowing. Any magic twinklies?
Magic twinklies. There's a lot that's glowing.
Yeah.
It's all glowing.
Boards. Most of the small cages and things that these little critters were kept in have some kind of magical effect on them. And so as you sort of use your wand to peer out and see what you can see, you're almost sort of overwhelmed with the amount of magic that you experience. You could literally just reach out and start grabbing stuff, and you would see magical effects.
I might just kind of do that. Might just kind of
things in the cage.
swim to the far edge of the room, grab a bag, and just kind of swim around scooping stuff up.
Is there anything you purposefully avoid, or?
I'll avoid the cages, just in case there is anything alive in them. I'm specifically going to go for anything that maybe looks like a box, anything that looks really small like jewelry.
Okay.
I definitely want that. I guess anything that's a really, really large glowing area, totally avoid that, because if it's too big to grab, there's no point.
Yeah.
So just kind of make my way back, just grabbing random things, like anything I get, hey, didn't have it a minute ago, it's good. And then I'll swim back to the door and try to sneak away from the shark again.
Okay. Yeah, you see, rats in cages trying to swim and keep their little ratty faces above water. There's a what looks like a carp or something in a giant glass bowl, just sort of bobbing on top as you're rummaging around. There's gourds, potion bottles,
Snatch up any bottles.
chests and things.
Any
What's
bottles, I will definitely take.
Okay.
Any chests I can. Poor carp. Can't survive in the ocean.
That's true. He's freshwater.
Can't take him with me.
But he's in a bottle. Not the metagame,
He's
but
like a bowl.
if that thing breaks,
Is it-
it's probably going to turn into an ogre.
Maybe.
A carp in a bowl. With everything else that she has that's small. Anyway,
That's true,
sorry,
yeah.
metagaming. Shut up.
Yeah, just gonna go for small objects, bottles and boxes, and not
Okay.
spend too much time, and then go back out and look around for that shark. Make sure he's still occupied. If he's not occupied, I might have to grab something in a cage and be like, here.
Gotcha. So you peep out of the entrance, looking for the shark.
Yeah.
You don't see anything. You see the body parts that, sort of the leftover bits that it left behind, but you don't see the actual shark itself. Although, if there are regular-sized sharks in the area, they would certainly probably be on their way to make mincemeat out of pieces that have been left behind.
You said there was a rat in a cage somewhere,
There's
kind
like
of
a rat in the
bobbling
cage. I mean,
around.
there's squirrels, rats, sparrows that are flying around the thing. That one fish in the bowl.
On the way out, I might just grab one of the caged rats and, sorry rat, stab it a few times and then just throw it like one way while I swim the other way, so I've got like a nice blood cloud behind me.
Well.
Woo! Sorry, Rat.
Let's see what it turns into.
Yeah, it becomes a, as you kill it, it becomes like a big, rubbery skinned troll, that just sort of like starts, it can drown, trolls can drown.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like thrashing about and trying to get out of there. It doesn't see you or anything.
I feel less bad, but knowing it's a troll.
Starts to try to swim away. Okay.
And then I'm gonna.
So with your bag of glowing loot, you make it to the surface and see that the Elven ship is pulled up about 20 feet away from Theron's ship, and they're just looks like they're calling and talking back and forth to each other.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give a loud whistle and start swimming over.
Oh.
Okay.
And here she is.
You can see a look of what might be excitement or maybe even joy across Tekla's face. She gives it kind of a half smile, and in Elven calls down for a rope to be lowered for her sister. That don't lollygag, don't delay. There she is, just like Father said she would be.
Yeah. I go ahead and fly over there and start leading Rinn back to the boat.
Okay. What about Jon and Fabian?
I think at this point I'm gonna just kind of keep doing what I'm doing.
Okay.
Right.
Just kind of like on the deck of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are we on board this vessel now?
They're inviting you on board if you want to. I mean, if you're like Rinn's friends and,
Yeah, I'll be like, these are great people. They're awesome.
Yeah.
their ship's a lot more stable
Yeah,
in this
yeah.
kind of weather.
Yeah, I would scramble up there as quick as I could.
Yeah. And once everybody need to help Lucan, he's got a broken arm.
Yeah.
Actually,
So-
yeah,
Yeah.
I would help Lucan, actually,
Oh, I
yes.
can help with it.
But
Okay.
But yeah, between Fabian and I, we'll get Lucan on the ship first, and also the other scout who is pretty badly damaged.
Distant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
and I'll lead Rinn over to the boat so you can start climbing up. And then once everybody's off, I will say the command word and collapse the boat back down to a box and pick
fly
my
up.
box up and fly up to the boat.
Nice.
Yeah.
Seriously, the folding boat is
Fire
like,
rope and just lift her
Tekla's
up.
ship.
yeah.
She embraces Rinn, and Tekla is your younger sister. She doesn't really remember much of you. She was pretty young whenever you were taken from your home, but she's grown up to be a fine Elven woman, and you can't tell if it's the rain on her face or maybe she's actually crying to see you.
Well, if she's within 20 feet of me, then there's no rain.
But you mean that
I know.
she
I'm
is,
just
but
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just being a dick. Sorry.
And she embraces Rinn and says, "Father said that you would be here, and Father is always right. I'm glad to see you healthy. You should return home with us."
You came all the way out here just to find me? I mean, I'm glad to see you. It's great to see you, but is everything okay?
She kind of gives a not a nervous look, but sort of a suspicious look at your companions. And again, still speaking in Elven here, basically says, Father's looked for you pretty much since you left. And it's only been recently that his efforts have proven fruitful, and he said that you would be here off the coast of this ancient isle today, and that you would need our help.
That's
So here we are.
amazing. I mean, that's excellent for us.
So your dad's one of those parents, huh?
Don't remember much, honestly. We have not seen each other in a while.
Where are you gonna
Many
be?
years, yeah.
Where are you going? How long are you gonna be out? When are you gonna be back?
And I would, never say this in front of my sister, but, I don't necessarily think of my actual family as my family because I didn't grow up around them.
Right.
They're family, but they're not the people that I've always been with. So.
Yeah, because you
Like I'm glad to see her, but it's also kind of like
fairly early on, right?
Yeah. I was fairly little, whatever's little for an elf. 13,
Like 16.
15.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Still a
something
child.
like that.
And
I suppose, I mean, anywhere between 20 and 50 is still young
Yeah.
for an elf.
That's their teenage years.
Yeah.
so yeah, that's. I mean, is he mad? Is he mad that I haven't come back home yet?
Concerned more like it, and curious as to where you've been and what you've been doing. Like you said, he's looked quite a bit for you, but I suppose that your kidnappers took you far from here and kept you hidden, and she starts wildly speculating about all the horrible things you've been through. I mean, like for them, it's like you spent a life with humans. Like, what a horrible you must be terrified.
No, I mean really, it was no. I'm great at what I do. I have amazing skills. I mean, really. Piracy is honestly very fun and rewarding, and I mean...
She's like, whoa, piracy?
Well, I mean,
I am in character right now.
We get by.
Yeah.
You get by how you can.
How do you spin this? How are you spinning this?
I mean, we do other things. There's a lot of, privateering. And there's a lot of singing and dancing, feasting, treasure hunting, lots of treasure hunting.
Your time amongst the humans has been it's warped your sense of perspective, I think, maybe.
Uh-oh.
Perhaps you should speak with Father and straighten things out. And she kind of, she says this in a very imperious tone, right? She's got that high elf arrogance, down to a T.
Oh my. Hey, do you have a place down in your cargo hold for us plebes to stay? It's getting kind of windy out here.
Yeah,
Sorry.
She's like, find quarters for you below decks. It should take us just a couple of hours to get back, if that.
Wait, where are we headed
depending
again?
on how much the other off the southern coast of the ancient isle. If you've got your map.
Oh yeah, no. I'm just saying where. I was asking her where are we headed. You said it's only going to take us a couple of hours. Where are we going again?
It's
Home,
to the east, past the sort of largish island, and then the peninsula where the wood elves live. That's where their island is, but it's sort of enshrouded by fog, and
Okay.
most people don't visit it or they ignore it.
Okay.
Anyone else have anything they want to do during the boat trip?
Well,
we're gonna look at those. Look at what Rinn found.
Yeah, I don't know. Tekla's reaction, kind of... Now I really don't want to necessarily show her all this awesome treasure that I got. Which kind of bums me out because I was really excited. I haven't seen my sister in forever. Let's look through treasure together. That seems like a great fun thing.
yeah.
Judge
She doesn't really think about it like that. And like I said, the impression that you're getting from her is that she's was sent to retrieve you, and not so much welcome you back home.
I kind of getting the feeling that if I told her I was not going, that might be an issue.
Yeah, you get that impression as well.
It might be best.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, it might be best to lick our wounds and recover. We might make new allies.
I remember her as being sweeter.
Perhaps life's been rough on them.
She was much nicer when she was a baby.
Well, we also need to get back.
You couldn't talk back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we do need to return to land as soon as we can, though.
Oh, come on. This is the heart of the sea right here.
Yeah, it's nice weather, really.
Yeah, no, I don't mean because the weather's bad. I mean because
Bracing.
we don't know the fallout from our attack.
It's down there.
Yeah, that's
the fallout.
Okay.
Sorry.
You
No,
say
we,
so.
we do need to.
Just ignoring John's pleas.
I've got a 7 charisma, and I'm just sitting back here, just like grumbling to myself. Probably in Elven, so that most of them can understand. But nobody's.
Yeah, if you're just grumbling at them, then they're like, just like, oh, it's human. I just can't, like, people, the elves there, just they give you a wide berth.
They can't even.
What elves? Humans just.
Yeah, he has such a good relationship with the community, including the elves. But these high elves, they're so mean.
Yeah.
They're haughty.
They're haughty.
They're absolutely haughty.
Just gonna whisper to you, like, can you blame me for not going back?
I understand.
No, I get it. But I think it might be best to get around at least allies.
Yes, this should be a short journey.
Plus, I think my parents might be rich.
Are you gonna?
What's that?
No, I just assume that all high elves are rich, so
No.
they're probably rich.
They're probably rich.
Yeah. Okay.
Undoubtedly rich. All right.
So yeah.
So anybody, what do y'all do on the journey back? Anybody doing anything, or are you just like rifling through this?
Well,
Rifling through treasure and.
Do we have a long rest or a short rest, or?
It's a short rest. You
Uh,
have enough time to just kind of catch your breath.
Yeah, I don't get much back on a short rest. I'm going to recover HP. That's pretty much all I'm going to do. Lick my wounds, and also I do have some first level spells left, so I can cure Lucan and the other scout if need be.
How about Fabian?
I can do some healing as well.
Okay.
Both magical and
Otherwise.
non-magical healing. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I will do that, and I will update my logs for a report on what's been going on.
Do you have your
Okay.
con?
Rather unusual.
So you're down in
you
the
casting a
one of
spell?
the
Yeah.
Spinning
cabins
hit
that they
die.
put you in.
Oh.
Is anybody staying above deck?
Yes.
Oh well.
Aren't you gonna look through stuff?
Oh, I guess yeah, we got all that stuff.
I'm gonna be down below
Somebody that
deck.
can
Yeah.
Can you identify?
Yes.
I think everybody can technically
You
identify.
can identify on a short rest,
You can, yeah.
like roughly identify, not specifically. It's kind of, I don't know. It's whatever.
Anybody want a taco?
I would love a taco or two. Yes.
I want a taco.